What's going on YouTube? Jamie the Kid 00 here, back as promised with a deck that's a little bit more fun than wind-ups. I usually go to a fun locals on Sunday, every fortnight after my locals on the Saturday. And we go down there and the small group of us that go, because it's very unpopular, each promises that we're only going to play fun decks, maybe tier 2 and below, usually tier 2.5 to 3, or wacky, really wacky variants that should not be played of meta decks, so like wind-ups with one magician to stop the OTK and then loads of fun stuff like that. So we usually aim to go down there and play something fun or something bad that we'd like to play but we don't want to play at locals, because at our locals it's not competitive but quite heavy-hitting decks. So I piloted X-Sabers this weekend. I took lots of duel footage. I have about 2 games and 1 single game from a match. Yes, I have 2 matches and 1 single game from 1 match, because I ran out of battery, and I might not upload that single game because I misplayed loads and broke a few rules as well. So that's another thing about that locals. It's very casual. We can, if we forget an end phase effect and draw, we're able to put our card back on top of the deck and such. But thankfully that was what I had to do with Dark Soul a couple of times because I kept on forgetting it. But either way, this was a lot of fun. I went 2-2, but mainly because of misplays. But I really enjoyed piloting it, and I figured here's going to be the deck profile of it. So I played double Partial because I was playing the Reinforced Truth build. I really like Partial as a card simply because of its non-destruction effect, and it will give you 8 free turns, 7 free turns if it comes down to it. Not that you really want to burn your life points with it, but the fact that you can Reinforce Truth it and then sync it with a Dark Soul in hand, really quite helpful. The triple Full Helm Knight, this card was insane. I only ever used its destruction effect once, because I was considering maining level limit area B, but I couldn't find my level limit areas anywhere. So I didn't play the area B variant, but it was really useful. It was definitely a great first turn opener, and I made loads of synchro plays with it, as you should. Then I played the triple MS Blade. Opening this was the nuts. Just the fact that you could open it, set it, and you're basically set for game, because you can open this and Dark Soul, just set this, get full helm when it's killed, summon Dark Soul, sync, free search. It was also a lot of fun holding a Dark Soul in hand, dualitying, finding this and adding it to hand, and then setting the Dark Soul, so that your opponent then thinks you've set the Emma's Blade and they Dark Hole, or they use an effect to remove the Emma's Blade so that the Emma's Blade, so that you don't get the search. Therefore they've overcommitted to just kill a Dark Soul and you still get the search. It's a really fun bluff that I actually pulled off a couple of times. Then I'll stop beating around the bush. I played triple Dark Soul. This was a really useful card. Insane when you learn how to abuse it. So I was literally learning the deck on the fly. I've had this in highest rarity in my binder for ages, and I've never actually played it. I've just never got round to building it for the fun locals we go to. And it was just so much fun, so useful. At one point I sided one out and I immediately regretted it because I was experimenting with my siding, and I'd never do it again. Then I played double Boggart Knight. I didn't feel the need for 3 because 3 would probably be too cloggy. Even though I won, I think, 2 games by going Boggart Knight. I had 1 Boggart Knight in hand and I topped another one. I was like, yeah, Boggart Knight, special Boggart Knight, swing for 38 game, like in a really tough situation. So Boggart Knight definitely had the sack factor yesterday. Then I played double Fall Troll. Again, 3 was too cloggy, 2 was amazing because you can search it with Dark Soul. You've no need for more. So maybe in a more swarmy variant where I was playing like the Tour Guide variant on DN with Invoker searching Boggart Knight and then dropping Fall Troll, maybe, but no real need. Then for the non-X-Sabers I played 1 Super Nimble Mega Hamster. In hindsight I probably should have played the 1 Air Bellum to combo with it, because it was dead once. But it was just the fact that it was another way to get your Dark Soul, and it's an 1800 wall that if your opponent runs into with something that isn't Thunder King, basically, they're not going to get over it, and you're going to get a free Dark Soul, and then you're going to have a level 4 sitting on board so you can normal summon your tuner and sync with that. Then I played double Grand Soil. This card is awful, in my opinion. In this deck, this card is awful, because there's little or no grave manipulation outside of Gotham's Emergency Call. But I literally put these in here for the absolute fun factor of being able to go, 5 Earths, Grand Soil. Just the crazy, crazy drop that is the Grand Soil. I drew these dead 3 times, and I dropped it once. So that just shows that it's bad in this deck, but it was just so much fun. Really enjoyed it. And I've recently borrowed a friend's Mooling Glacier, so I'm probably going to do some videos on the Elemental Lords, because they can definitely be interesting, but I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about them. Ground Soil in this deck, though, is definitely a no-no unless you're actually going to gear the deck towards it. And then the final monster I played was One Gauze. Then for the spells, I played basically the obligatory lineup of the Reborn, the Darkhold, the Storm, the Book, the Mind Control, because Mind Control is boss, the Avarice, Double Space Typhoon, and the Double Duality. And that rounds off the spells. It's very, very basic. But again, the Duality buff was a lot of fun. Duality got me into a lot of things with this deck. So, definitely a small, concise, but very, very effective trap lineup. Sorry, spell lineup. For the trap lineup, I played triple Gotham Equal. I was testing 2 on DN, but a friend of mine who plays X-Sabers a lot more than me really recommended that 3 was needed in this kind of format, where things are quite explosive, so I need to be able to explode back. And I used it quite a lot. I'm glad I played 3, because I drew it when I needed it, but sometimes I drew it a little bit dead when I had no monsters left. Because I lost Field Presence quite a few times, which was sad. And then I drew this with no monsters, which was terrible. But it was definitely an interesting card. I definitely really liked it. Nothing much else to say. Then I played the 1 Reinforced Truth for the partial. This was really useful. Definitely for opponents' OTK plays when they leave this face down. They make a whole OTK and you can just go Reinforced Truth. You're not getting through this turn. It's Threatening Roar and it gets you a free monster, basically. Unless they've got Catastor, in which case you cry. Then for the rest of the traps, I played double Mirror Force, because Mirror Force is a lot more fun than Deep Prison. Basically. Double Bottomless, because Bottomless is Bottomless and it's good. 1 Torrential, because I wanted to keep Field Presence. I didn't feel the need for 2. I felt that 2 would lose me a lot of my Emma's Blades, which I want to keep on board, and a lot of my Synchros I'm inevitably going to make. And then I played Double Warning and the Judgment to round off the main. Then for the extra deck, I know I had intended to talk about a few of my matchups in this, but to be honest, I've recorded all of them and I'm going to do a commentary on them anyway. So if you guys are interested in some of the games I played and the thoughts I had through these games, please feel free to go forward on my channel once they're actually published, because this is going to be published before them. And check out the commentaries that I'm going to do with the duels that I'm going to publish. Some of them were really quite interesting games. So for the extra deck, for the 5s, I play Catastor and Beast. Simple. I should probably note that in one of my videos I do a Jeff Jones Earthbend and use a Vayu, a negated Vayu, and an Earth monster to make this. So I'm going to apologise in advance, because I did Earthbend to make this. I Earthbent a Vayu. And then I played Orange Dragon, Barkion, and 2 Hyunleis for the 6s. Orange Dragon, Anti-Synchro, Barkion, something generic because you can always make it with this deck, and 2 Hyunleis because back row removal is fun. Long story short, and it's an X-Saber target. It's just really useful for the Boggart Knight plays. Then I played the 1 Saucer because I feel it's better than Urbellum. Some people think that Urbellum is better than this, but I like Saucer. I used its effect quite a lot, surprisingly, tributing off Dark Soul to get its effect, so you'll notice that in the videos. And then I played 1 Black Rose because Black Rose is Black Rose. Then for the 8s, I played Stardust, Scrap Dragon, 9s, Mistworm, and Gothams. I made Gothams a couple of times. It wasn't very effective, but it was interesting. When my opponent was down to top decking and they kept a card in hand, I just made Gothams, tributed a card off my board, and killed the card out of hand and managed to swing the game, just making sure there's no gauze. And then for the Xyzers, I played the Zen Mains, Leveilleur. I think I made every card in this extra deck except for Scrap Dragon, and then Utopia as the 1/4, because I was able to go into this off of double Boggart Knight, sack a couple of times. But yeah, guys, that has been my X-Saber deck profile. This deck is definitely a lot of fun. It is by far not competitive. I really would not call this a competitive deck, but it's definitely a lot of fun. I definitely consider playing it again at a fun locals and trying to find a competitive variant. There are quite a few interesting variants. But otherwise, this has been Jamie the Kid 00, and I'll see you guys again with some more content real soon. Bye.